beauty as far as this is concerned? What I think, I'm just thinking in my head randomly.
Yeah, okay. Let me say this. Of course, persons with speech and hearing impairment communicate with a sign language.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who are listening to me, sign language is the same all over. It's an international language. Can you believe that? So if you can sign, if you can sign in Nigeria, you can communicate with someone in China.
That's an advantage.
Yes. And so we even have another advocacy, for more people, to be inclined to sign language. We have things that were like public service providers. We're looking at banks. We're looking at hospitals.
Yeah.
They should be sign language,
I
compliant.
mean, that's right.
And you and I can just take it up because sign language here in Nigeria is the same, in China, in any part of the world. So on that day, basically, there's going to be a lot of silence on the stage, but there's going to be a lot of signage going on.
Yeah. So, I mean, you just the fingers moving out.
Yes.
It doesn't matter what hand, right?
Let me tell you the one that every Nigerian will understand. Let me show it to you.
All right.
Every Nigerian's hungry.
Okay, that's
yes.
Wow.
This is clapping.
This is clapping.
Yes, and then this is clapping. Applause.
Wow.
Applause.
This is applause.
Yes, applause is actually like this. That's applause.
Like this,
yes,
okay?
yes.
Wow. But I need that good morning.
And then I love you.
Oh, let's say I love you.
I love you.
Man, come on. I mean, this is...
Yes.
Wow.
No, not like this.
No.
Like this. Yes.
Okay,
I love
like
you.
this.
I love you.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Don't face me.
And then if you have
I love you.
No, please.
and then if you have a naughty child, and you want to tell the child, you're gonna get it. This is what you do.
That'll flog you.
Yes. So I've just given you, when you're hungry, this is just
the super one.
Yes.
So the next time I get to a restaurant, I will just act as if I cannot speak. I'm very sure nobody will understand me. That tells us that there's
I am partnering with the most beautiful deaf girl in Nigeria, and that's MBDGN. Okay. And this laudable project was actually started by a friend of mine. Her name is Dr. Tolu. And she's been on this course in the last 6-7 years.
Yeah.
So for the first time, we are able to, get our resources together, get our acts together, get the support that we need to host this most beautiful deaf girl in Nigeria. Now, that is an international pageant that's been going on for like 19 years.
Wow.
It debuted in Czech Republic.
All right.
And so here we are. And this is 2019. The president, this year in January 23rd, signed the disability bill.
Absolutely.
And so things are moving quite fast in that, maybe we may not have the right, structures in place, but then there is, this awareness that's going on, inclusion.
Right.
And so people are more receptive, when you talk about disability and a little more responsive. So, hey, we are hosting this, and the theme is beauty of silence.
Wow, beauty of silence. That sounds pretty good. Oh, we'll get into it. Let you go. Why should I want to be a part of this project? Why should I want to support? Just give me your parting shorts, and then let's know how they can find you on social media and to get more about what you're doing with your amazing NGO.
Yes, why you should be part of this pageant is, one, you will be part of making history. It's the very first in the country. You'd also be part of the people who are in the vanguard of the inclusion advocacy. You would also, most importantly, be experiencing a certain kind of fulfillment that nothing can give to you. Because, when people do charity, the reason why a lot of people do charity, they believe that it gives them a certain level, of peace. But then again, you are a Nigerian and you belong to a society. I think you should be thinking of better ways to interact with your environment, to be empathetic to persons living with disabilities. And for the woman that is that has a hearing impairment or a speech impairment, I can't begin to talk about the problems that she experiences here. So we're not talking about her problems. We're telling you, appreciate beauty in silence.
appreciating beauty in silence, simple words, just hold them tightly and that would do good to your life. Thank you so much for coming. And on social media, how can they find you if they'd like to follow?
Let me say this. It's going to hold on the 1st of November,
All right.
2019. Okay, the girls. It will start on the 27th.
All right.
So there's going to be sightseeing, visitation, and
All right.
everything. And we have 15 girls coming, 15 girls that will contest. And we've already had the zonal competitions. And so we have 15 representing various parts of the country. And the winner this year will represent Nigeria in next year's Miss World Deaf.
Wow.
Yes. And then, of course, the runners-up will represent Nigeria in Miss Deaf International, and the other one Miss Deaf Africa. Now, these contests have been holding over the years, but we've never been able to field candidates or even attend, despite, various invitations that's come to Nigeria. So we do have a lot of beautiful girls, and we believe that, for us, we are inclusion advocates. We are also ability advocates. We believe there's so much ability beyond the disability that you see. And so we're doing this and telling people that, look beyond the silence and see the beauty. And that's why, we're driving the beauty in silence.
Wow.
Now, persons with disabilities, of course we know they suffer a lot of discrimination and exclusion. But then inclusion is key. If you go through the 17 SDGs, inclusion everywhere.
Yeah.
In food, in social, and everything. So for this is inclusion. But hey, going forward, we are looking for, or we are hoping to, what we're hoping to achieve is a point where you'd actually have a Miss Nigeria who has one or two disabilities. Yes.
That's going to make a major statement.
Exactly. That's where we're going.
Not inability.
Yes. Perceived. A perceived, beautiful girl with a disability actually, winning the Miss Nigeria crown, or winning the most beautiful girl in Nigeria crown. Like when we, somebody said, oh, you shouldn't, do the Miss Deaf competition. You should go straight to, the mainstream pageant. But then we need a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. We also need the platform and the process.
That's right.
To get the very best of the girls, that we can present, in future international competitions and all that.
All right. We're interested in international. We have Ngozichukwuka this afternoon with us in the studio. Welcome to the Black Africa Tour.
Yes, thank you very much. I'm really delighted to be here. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Yeah.
Anything that has to do with support, helping people, we count us in.
Thank you. That's awesome. That's beautiful.
What is your passion? What are you driven by?
Yes, I'm driven by empathy. I always try to tell people that there's a huge difference between empathy and sympathy. Empathy is sympathy in action. You could actually sympathize with someone without actually lifting a finger to do anything about it. But when you empathize, it's much deeper. You want to do something about it. So yes, I am driven by a deep empathy. That's what drives me. And that's why we're empathy driven.
Oh, great. That explains it, guys. No need for any more.
Yes, if they respond, fine. But then, we have private advocacy. People are advocating, for us to even get, the bill to be signed. It stayed 18 years before it finally got a presidential assent. But I can tell you that in those years, the level of advocacy that went in, without governmental support was huge. You understand? So we can't, I am not readily, prone to say, oh, government. No, we can just keep doing, what we're doing. For us, we also advocate for another form of interaction, a better form of social interaction. There are better ways that we can interact with our environment by being just a little bit more empathetic, so yes, we can look at, government, we can look at private organizations, we can look at individuals, we can do this.
No,
Right.
I want to, when you look at the numbers,